managed to get through the door and come out and camera.
What happened? You get locked in?
The front got locked
Locked
out.
out.
Knocked out. It's even worse.
It was intentional, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just another tactic like this.
Everyone, cameras all good? Excellent.
Rob, good to see you. Sunday's game, glimmers of hope and improvement. Did it feel like you saw signs of the things that you're implementing since you've come in?
Yeah, it did. Look, we all wanted the win, of course. So, real mixed feelings afterwards. But I was really proud of the performance and pleased with a lot of aspects of it. And then when I reviewed it as well, same sort of feelings. So there's a lot there to build on.
What were some of those signs that you saw that perhaps were different to the Palace game? Because you didn't have much time with the players going into that first game, but this one you've got a more of an extended time with them. What were some of those signs that you saw?
Yeah, we had a week with a full group. I think there was more connections there. We had more control with and without the ball. So without the ball, we were in pretty good control as well. So tried to keep the game where we wanted it, and then with it as well, we were able to have long spells with it and carried more of a threat as well. So there was a lot of things that were better from the week previous.
There were 3 or 4 quite positive chances throughout the game as well, and they just didn't come to fruition. That's going to be really key, isn't it, for the rest of the season, Rob?
Yeah, obviously just getting 1 or 2 calls going our way, but obviously if he's offside, he's offside. But little bits like that. But if we can keep putting ourselves in the right positions and doing the right things, and hopefully we'll take them.
3 changes as well on Sunday. Is the formation and the shape something you're still working on, something you're still finalising?
I said to the lads almost on day 1 really, or it might have been day 3 when we had a few more back, was the little tweaks with the shape might happen, depending on the opposition or who's in form, who's available to us. Some of our principals won't. So we saw a lot of our principals the other day. We're a bit compact. We still want to try and be aggressive without the ball, but we want to try and have a little bit of control with it and get behind teams and try and create chances. But what the top part of that team looks like might change ever so slightly, depending on a few things. The changes again. Craider was missing. So there's one that was sort of forced anyway. There was a couple there that we wanted to make as well.
My next question was going to be about correction. How is he doing? I know you said it was a minor injury.
Yeah, he was out on the grass today. Didn't train with the group. I don't think he'll be ready for tomorrow. But he was out there doing some running and doing some work with the S&C and the physios today. So hoping he's not far away.
And Matt Doherty, I know you said he's back on the grass. He's training, but is it a bit too soon?
Doc trained with us today, so we'll see. We'll have a look. Been out for a little while, so whether he's right to start right now, but I think he might be in a position where he can be involved in the squad.
2 home games in the next 7 days then. How crucial and how much of an opportunity is it to pick up those much needed points, particularly tomorrow against Forest?
Of course, every game is going to is really important now for us, the position that we're in. That's really obvious. So points are really, really important. But we've got to give ourselves the best chance of doing that, and that's with the performance. So that's the bit that we can sort of control a little bit more. So let's go and work really hard, try and bring the energy and the intensity and the aggression that we brought on Sunday, and a lot of the bravery and good bits of play that we had with the ball as well. So there's something there to build on, as I say, from a few days ago. Thank you.
Hi Rob. Danny Alcock joined at the weekend. A little word on him, but also whether you're any closer to appointing any further members of the backroom staff. I appreciate you've not had a great deal of time in between.
Yeah, not any closer yet on the probably maybe one more that we're gonna do. But yeah, Danny gives us some someone I know and worked with at the FA with the national teams. He's worked at the level before. He's really good. So get on well with Danny. I know he's got a lot of good qualities, and I've seen that already in the few days that he's been in as well. So yeah, he's a really good addition to the club first and foremost, but obviously to me and the staff as well.
Your first 3 subs at the weekend in a hostile derby game were all young players, many of whom have spent hours obviously in the academy or in the under-21 side. Is that early encouragement for you that they can be at this level, and also early encouragement for younger players, in the academy? Yeah,
I think so. There's a few reasons for it. I mean, I felt that we wanted real energy and to keep the energy levels as well, and I know they're going to be able to bring those lads. we want to win games of football, but also I need to be able to assess people quickly and see if they can handle it. You know, we're going to be losing a few players soon. We think, you know, for the AFCON tournament. So I want to be able to see who's going to be able to help, and it gives us who can give us those options. So, you know, those young lads have been training really well, and they did themselves no harm at all the other day either.
Speaking of young lads, when Morgan Gibbs-White was 15, you were under 18s boss, I think, and gave him his debut at that level. What were your memories of that time? You're going to face him tomorrow night, and the way his career has skyrocketed.
Yeah, Morgan. I think he was in my first ever training session when I think did some work with the under 14s on the AstroTurf one night, and just remember seeing this kid who just had so much energy, and he just immediately sort of jumped out. And then a few years later, when I was or a year later when I was doing the under 18s, and you know he's another year older, he played for the youth team, and because he just has a love for the game. Never mind his quality. He just has an enthusiasm and a love for the game, and that really jumped out. And he obviously his progression then from there. You know, he made his debut for the club at 16 in the FA Cup. I was first team coach then. Paul Lambert was the manager, and I think he made his debut at Stoke. And he's just gone from strength to strength. Really, really. Look, I know he's on the opposition now. I get it, but it's really nice to see when you have a tiny little part in someone's journey, and to the levels that he's gone to. It's incredible. He's got a great family. So I'm really pleased for him and his family to see how well he's doing.
I think Dave Edwards, your old teammate, tells a story about him training with the first team and you not revealing his age till the end and kind of taking everyone by surprise.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been really mature for his age. I don't mean physically, but just, you know, he's just a good head on his shoulders, and sort of played beyond his years. And he just had that belief, like top players do, that this is where I should be. And I think that's probably what the lads have thought. Oh yeah, there's something special about him.
He's part of a Forest side that had a difficult start, but Sean Dyche has got them motoring again, it feels. What have you analysed from their change, I guess, since Sean Dyche?
Yeah, I think since Sean's gone in, I think they've won half of the games. I think they've got 4 wins already in the 8. I think I'm right in saying that. That's just what he does. He's really good, and that's what he's done everywhere he's been. So I'm not surprised at all. Very clear with what they do. Work extremely hard, and they've got loads of good players. You know, they really have. So another really difficult game, just because they're in a bit of a, a bit of a difficult sort of position that maybe that perhaps doesn't reflect the talent that they've got at the moment. People might think, well, you know, looking at Forest at the moment, it's not an easy game. But it's one we're really looking forward to. We're at home, and it represents the next challenge for us to try and overcome. But yeah, really organised team, lots of good individuals, and a real clear way of playing. That's what Sean Dyche brings.
Final couple of quick ones for me, if you don't mind. Totti was down at the end of the game at the weekend. Is he pulled up okay?
Yeah, he's okay. He was a bit sore for a couple of days, but he's been out there training today. He's fine.
And João Gomez, another, it was a committed all-action performance in him. He felt like he got a kick every 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's okay. He's good.
Good stuff. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello, Rob. It was nice to hear some optimism from fans, some qualified optimism after the weekend that it was a better performance. But defeats hurt players, as everybody knows. So, did you see a different response from the players this time, given that it was a sort of, if you can have such a thing, a more honourable defeat?
Look, they were really flat afterwards, as they would be, losing a game of football, losing against a Midlands rival. They were really down, but reviewing the game the day after and being able to have that meeting with them in the afternoon, the day on Monday afternoon, I think was able to show a lot of still areas that we need to work on, which I started with, and then lads, there's a lot of good things here to build on as well, which needs to become us. And if we do these things consistently, they give us a good chance of getting points and winning games. So I think I can see them all looking at me, and I can see a belief there, and nodding heads, that we're going the right way. I think they all knew and felt that it was a good performance. So it's not like I'm standing there in front of them and lying, and I'm not searching for stuff. I'm not searching for positives. There was a lot there. So it certainly makes my job easier.
Because we're in a period now that, in a way, gives you an opportunity. There's a lot of games in a short period of time if you can get that momentum together. But is your biggest sort of opportunity or opponent actually how the players are feeling? Whatever people think of how much quality you've got in the squad, you've got to keep them believing somehow.
Yeah, we do. And we owe it to ourselves, to everyone connected to the football club, to leave it all out there and give everything every day, no matter what situation we're in. And that is always my message, you know, from minute 1 to 98 or whatever it is that we're playing to, we leave it all out there, whether we're 2-0 up or 2-0 down. We have to keep fighting right till the end. And we've shown that so far in the 2 games, and we just got to continue to do that. We've got to keep that belief. And that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Yeah, that's just going to be the consistent message from us.
And because they're all human, everybody reacts differently to ups and downs. After a week with them, are you already getting an idea of who is going to stay positive, who I'm going to have to work on, because they'll all react differently to different situations, like we all.
Yeah, well, they're all different, and you know, straight away, then you have 11 people that are relatively happy because they're starting, and you've got to pick up on the other group as well and the other lads, and people respond differently to not being in the team or not coming on, and then you add on top of that the result and the performance, things like that. So there's a lot of emotions that are going on, and things that we're trying to manage as well. So that's just normal. That's just this role, and that's why we have, you know, a lot of people around in the staff to try and help with that as well. But consistency is going to be really important from me. So consistent messages, honesty, those things I hope will help the group.
Okay, cameras up, please. Who wants to start?